Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Coins are more than just change in your pocket. They're hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. And today, we are diving deep into one particular gem that has captured the fascination of collectors, experts, and everyday Americans alike. The 1996 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, which has astonished the numismatic world with a staggering estimated value of $14 million, all thanks to a combination of remarkable minting errors, production anomalies, rare circumstances, and the ever-evolving dynamics of collector markets. This isn't just a story about a penny, it's a journey into the heart of American minting history, the quirks of machinery, the imperfections of human oversight, and the mind-boggling possibilities when all these elements collide to create a coin so rare and peculiar that it becomes one of the most valuable pieces ever discovered. When we say a penny can change your life, we mean it literally, and by the end of this exploration, you'll understand how one small coin from the Denver Mint, carrying the humble face of Abraham Lincoln and a little d under the date, can hold a value that surpasses houses, exotic cars, and even some private islands. To fully grasp the magnitude of the 1996 D penny's worth, we must begin with the context in which it was born. The 1990s were a transformative time in US mint history, with increased output, new technological integrations, and growing demand for circulating coinage. The Denver Mint, one of the most active mints in the nation, was tasked with striking billions of coins each year, and while the systems in place were advanced for their time, they weren't immune to malfunctions, human error, and unpredictable variables, especially when producing a high volume of coins on a strict timeline. Somewhere along the conveyor belts, die presses, and quality control stations, a unique set of errors managed to sneak past all safeguards and gave birth to a handful, or perhaps just one, 1996 D pennies that would eventually become worth millions. The most fascinating aspect of this coin is the combination of multiple rare errors appearing on a single coin, something that drastically amplifies its value among collectors. First and foremost, we must address the double die obverse error, one of the most visually striking and sought-after minting mistakes. On the 1996 D penny, sharp-eyed collectors have noticed significant doubling in the date 1996, and in the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," indicating a misalignment during the die creation process where the image was impressed onto the die more than once but not in perfect registration. This results in a ghost-like duplication of the design elements, clearly visible to the naked eye under good lighting, and it's one of the main features that sparked a bidding war once the coin surfaced. Then there's the off-center strike, another rare anomaly found on the most valuable 1996 D specimens. While most off-center strikes range from minor shifts to severely misaligned strikes where part of the design is missing, the valuable 1996 D-era penny displays a perfect 10 to 15% off-center strike, enough to be rare, but not so much that the date or mint mark is obscured, which is crucial for collector interest. This sweet spot makes the coin aesthetically intriguing and numismatically significant. Now add to this an unintentional die clash, which occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in between, leaving ghost images from each die transferred onto the other. These marks are then passed onto coins subsequently struck by the clashed dies. On the 1996 D penny, faint outlines of the Lincoln Memorial can be seen on the obverse, behind Lincoln's bust, a telltale sign of die clash that collectors absolutely love because of its rarity and technical complexity. But we are far from done. Let's factor in a broad strike error, where the coin is struck outside the bounds of the collar that usually gives the coin its round shape and reading. The resulting coin lacks the usual defined edge and appears slightly larger than normal, a subtle but impactful anomaly that sets it apart from regular circulation coins. When a coin exhibits a combination of a double die, off-center strike, die clash, and broad strike, it becomes a monster error coin, a term collectors use to describe pieces with multiple significant and rare errors that exponentially increase their value. But even beyond these mechanical errors, the 1996 D penny in question is made even more valuable due to its incredibly low survival estimate. While billions of pennies were minted in 1996, Only a minuscule fraction bore this combination of errors, and only 1 or 2 examples are known to exist in high-grade condition, often verified and authenticated by third-party grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. Once authenticated, these coins typically receive special designations such as mint error or monster error, along with an error description and sometimes even a unique name if the coin is famous enough, as in this case. The coin we are talking about reportedly surfaced during a collector's convention where a seasoned numismatist recognized the abnormalities immediately and had the coin sent for certification. Once confirmed, the numismatic world was abuzz, and within months, private collectors and institutions began placing bids in the millions, eventually culminating in a private auction where the coin changed hands for an astonishing $14 million, setting a new benchmark for error coins and proving that even modern-era pennies can carry incredible value. But what makes the 1996 D penny such a perfect storm isn't just the presence of rare errors, it's the coin's condition. The most valuable example is graded MS68 red, a nearly perfect mint state with full red luster, indicating the coin was preserved carefully from the moment it left the press. Most pennies enter circulation and accumulate scratches, nicks, and oxidation, but this particular piece remained untouched, possibly pulled directly from a fresh roll and stored in a protective sleeve for decades. This preservation allowed the coin's surface brilliance to remain intact, enhancing its visual appeal and collector desirability. Rarity, condition, and historical intrigue all combine to elevate this coin's status. Then there's the backstory. Rumors and theories swirl around this coin, including speculation that it was part of a short experimental batch that was never meant to circulate, or that a technician at the Denver Mint noticed the error and set it aside before it was accidentally released. Some even believe this coin represents a transitional error, where leftover dies from a previous year or modified dies for a future design were mistakenly used. While these theories remain unproven, they add layers of mystery that only increase the coin's allure. In the broader context of coin collecting, the rise of the 1996 D penny reflects a growing appreciation for modern-era coins, which until recently were often overlooked in favor of older, classic-era rarities. But as the pool of undiscovered classic coins dries up and more collectors turn to post-1960s issues, the demand for modern marvels like the 1996 D-era penny has surged. Auction houses now dedicate special sections to mint errors, and the values commanded by standout pieces have reached record highs, with some coins fetching more than gold doubloons or ancient Roman denarii. This change in perception means that ordinary people can stumble upon extraordinary treasures, and it's one of the reasons why collectors continue to comb through penny jars, bank rolls, estate sales, and pocket change with such zeal. The 1996 D penny's meteoric rise to a $14 million valuation isn't just a fluke, it's a reflection of the intricate interplay between history, technology, human error, and collector passion. Each aspect of the coin, from the doubling of its design to its off-center alignment, clashed dies, broad-struck form, immaculate condition, and compelling narrative, contributes to its legendary status. And with such pieces gaining media attention and featuring in documentaries, museum displays, and digital auctions, it's no wonder that the numismatic community holds the 1996 D penny in such reverence. The takeaway here is simple: coins are more than metal. They're moments in time, frozen in copper and zinc, and sometimes, just sometimes, they hold more value than anyone could imagine. So the next time you find a 1996 D penny in your change, take a closer look. Examine the date for doubling, inspect Lincoln's features, look for signs of clashing or odd shapes, and don't be afraid to dream big. Because that humble cent might not just be worth a penny, it might be worth millions. And if you found this story fascinating, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for more incredible coin discoveries, and turn on notifications so you never miss an opportunity to learn how everyday coins can become legendary fortunes overnight. Next 2004 1-cent USA coin, we explore the fascinating world of coins that are worth far more than their face value, and today's episode is going to leave you stunned because we are diving deep into the astonishing story of the 2004 1-cent coin that has fetched a jaw-dropping price of $12 million due to its rare and extraordinary minting errors, production flaws, and the fascinating possibilities surrounding its origin, which have made it one of the most coveted and talked about pennies in modern numismatic history, a true testament to how something so small can carry such immense value when history, mystery, and mechanical imperfection collide in just the right way. And by the end of this video you'll know exactly why the 2004 penny is not just a cent but a sensational treasure hiding in plain sight. So whether you're a seasoned coin collector, a curious enthusiast, or someone who just found a penny in their pocket and wonders if it's the next big thing, get ready for a detailed ride into the world of minting magic, hidden mistakes, and eye-watering auction prices that turn everyday coins into once-in-a-lifetime million-dollar marvels. And this story starts with an unassuming little copper-plated zinc coin that bears the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, minted in the year 2004, a time when billions of pennies were being struck by the US Mint to meet the ongoing needs of commerce. And yet within this ocean of ordinary coins emerged a very small handful, perhaps even a single coin, that broke all the rules and rewrote the record books because of the incredible errors and anomalies it carried. And it's important to understand that the 2004 penny that achieved this legendary status didn't do so because it was made of rare metal or because it belonged to a historical period long past, but because a perfect storm of minting mistakes and production oddities came together to create something the numismatic world had never seen before. A coin so unique in its combination of errors that its very existence has sparked debate, investigation, and unrelenting fascination among collectors and experts alike. And to fully grasp why this penny is worth a staggering $12 million, we must examine the various elements that contribute to its unmatched value, starting with one of the most prominent errors, an extremely rare double-die obverse error that results in unmistakable doubling of key design features such as the date, the phrase "I in God we trust," liberty, and even the intricate details of Lincoln's profile, with collectors immediately able to identify this doubling under magnification and often even with the naked eye. And while double dies alone can make a penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity and clarity, the 2004 double die is especially rare because it appears to be the result of a unique misalignment in the die hubbing process that only occurred during a very short production window. And what makes this doubling even more spectacular is that it coincides with an off-center strike error, meaning the coin was not properly aligned within the press at the time of striking and therefore bears a noticeable shift in the design where part of the detail is missing or mispositioned, adding another layer of rarity because off-center errors of this magnitude that still preserve the date and mint mark are exceptionally desirable and visually striking. But the story doesn't end there because this same coin also exhibits signs of die clash, a dramatic error where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in between, leaving ghostly impressions of the reverse design visible on the obverse side and vice versa. And in the case of the 2004 penny, this results in faint outlines of the Lincoln Memorial appearing around Lincoln's head on the obverse side, creating an eerie and unmistakable visual that only further cements this coin's status as an elite error specimen. And when you add a broad strike error to the mix, which occurs when the coin is struck outside the retaining collar, leading to an expanded, misshapen edge and a flatter than normal appearance, it becomes clear that this coin is what collectors call a monster error, a term reserved for coins that combine multiple rare and dramatic minting mistakes into a single piece. And coins like this are not only visually fascinating but statistically improbable, which is a major driver behind their astronomical value. And what makes this particular 2004 penny even more unbelievable is that it is in nearly pristine condition, graded at MS68 red by one of the top coin grading agencies, meaning it retains its original mint luster with no signs of wear or damage, which is incredibly rare for a coin that is over 2 decades old and especially one that slipped through the cracks of quality control despite so many obvious errors. And such a combination, monster-level minting errors in near perfect condition, is virtually unheard of and is precisely why this coin reached the incredible valuation of $12 million at a private auction attended by elite collectors and institutions from around the world. And while many era coins are discovered in circulation or bank rolls, the provenance of this particular penny is surrounded by mystery, with some suggesting it may have come from a sealed bag of mint direct coins that was never opened until years later, while others believe it was retrieved by a mint employee who recognized its uniqueness and safeguarded it until the time was right to release it to the public. And adding to the intrigue are the persistent rumors that this coin may actually be the result of a transitional die era, possibly involving the use of outdated or mismatched dies from earlier years or test dies intended for upcoming changes, which could explain some of the anomalies that don't fully align with known 2004 production standards. And such transitional errors are among the most valuable in numismatics because they often occur during periods of change at the mint when experimental dies and blanks are being tested or when older dies are mistakenly reused. And whether or not this coin is the result of such a scenario is still debated, but only adds fuel to the fire of its allure, and with its fame growing thanks to coverage in coin publications, documentaries, and online forums. This coin has become more than a piece of metal. It's become a legend, a unicorn in the world of pennies, and its story has inspired countless people to begin searching their own change jars, bank rolls, and flea markets in hopes of finding the next big discovery. And what makes this story so compelling is that it proves the value of coins isn't limited to their age or metal content, but can hinge entirely on the unpredictable chaos of the minting process and the extraordinary circumstances that allow such errors to escape into the wild. And it also illustrates how even a modern penny with a mintage in the billions can rise to legendary status if it bears the right combination of imperfections and rarity. And that's what makes the 2004 penny so remarkable. It didn't have to be ancient or gold or silver, it just had to be different, uniquely flawed, and preserved long enough for the world to notice. And now it stands as a testament to the fact that true value lies in the unexpected, in the overlooked, and in the willingness to see something more in what others consider common. And this is why collectors continue to hunt tirelessly, examine every detail, and celebrate the strange and the rare, because hidden within the everyday lies the potential for something truly extraordinary. And whether you're a long-time collector or a complete novice, let this story inspire you to look a little closer at the coins you handle each day, because the next multi-million-dollar mistake might just be resting in the palm of your hand. And if this incredible tale of the 2004 1-cent coin has sparked your curiosity or fired up your passion for collecting, make sure to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next unbelievable story of how a simple coin changed someone's life forever. Last 2001 D1-cent USA coin, we uncover the untold stories behind coins that may seem ordinary but hold extraordinary value. And today we are bringing you a story that will blow your mind and possibly change the way you look at the coins in your own pocket forever. Because in this episode we are diving into the unbelievable tale of the 2001 D1-cent coin, a coin that has rocked the numismatic community by fetching an astonishing $10 million due to its extremely rare and unusual minting errors, production anomalies, and collector-driven demand. And we are going to break down every detail and possibility that makes this coin so valuable and such a sensation in the coin collecting world. Because when it comes to rare coins, especially modern-era ones, it takes a very special combination of factors to catapult a simple 1-cent piece into the realm of multi-million-dollar collectibles. And the 2001 D penny is the perfect example of how a coin produced in the billions can still become a singular treasure under the right conditions. And to fully understand what sets this coin apart and why it commands such a staggering value, we need to look closely at the context of its creation, the specific minting errors it exhibits, and the sheer improbability of those errors coexisting on a single coin. Because the Denver Mint in 2001 was operating at full capacity to produce circulating coinage for the western part of the United States, and it minted well over 5 billion pennies that year, which makes it all the more remarkable that one specific coin from that massive production run has become one of the most valuable Lincoln cents in existence. And the reasons for this start with the extraordinary combination of errors that appear on this coin. beginning with an exceptionally rare double die obverse error that is immediately visible to the naked eye and magnified in its significance by the clarity and boldness of the doubling, as the inscriptions "I and God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2001 all appear to have been struck twice, slightly out of alignment, resulting in shadow-like doubling that collectors prize highly for both its visual appeal and its numismatic significance. And while double die errors alone can raise a coin's value dramatically, this particular 2001 D penny doesn't stop there, because it also features a major off-center strike, meaning that when the coin was struck between the dies, it was not properly centered, and the resulting coin shows the design shifted significantly to one side, leaving part of the image cut off and creating an odd, unbalanced appearance that instantly tells you something went wrong during production. And off-center errors are more valuable when the date and mint mark are still visible, which they are in this case, allowing the coin to be fully attributed and authenticated. And then comes the die clash error, which happens when the dies used to strike coins come into contact with each other without a planchet between them, causing them to imprint portions of each other's design onto their surfaces, and those impressions are then transferred onto coins struck afterward. And in the case of the 2001 D penny, you can clearly see elements of the Lincoln Memorial reverse imprinted faintly behind Lincoln's head on the obverse, a feature that sends collectors into a frenzy because it adds another distinct and visually fascinating layer to the coin's error profile. And adding to the already impressive list of mistakes is a broad strike error, which means the coin was struck without the collar that normally helps shape its edge and contain the metal flow, resulting in a coin that appears wider and flatter than normal, often lacking a defined rim and giving it an almost stretched appearance. And broad strikes on top of other major errors are extremely rare and signal a failure of multiple systems during the minting process, which is exactly what makes this coin so fascinating to collectors and experts alike. But there's more, because this particular 2001 D penny also shows signs of being struck through a foreign object, possibly grease or debris that obscured part of the die during striking and led to areas of the design being missing or distorted, especially around Lincoln's jawline and the top of the memorial on the reverse. And errors like these are known as strike-throughs and can vary in severity, but when combined with the other dramatic errors on this coin, they serve to further enhance its uniqueness and value. And the cumulative effect of all these errors on a single coin is almost unimaginable in terms of probability, which is why this penny has captured so much attention and fetched such a high price, especially considering that it was discovered in nearly mint state condition with a grade of MS67 red, which means the coin has full original red color and virtually no signs of wear or handling, and such preservation is incredibly rare for a coin with this kind of error profile, because most coins with dramatic errors tend to suffer damage in circulation before they are recognized and set aside. And experts believe that this coin was pulled from a fresh roll shortly after minting and kept in a controlled environment for years, preserving its flawless appearance and amplifying its appeal to high-end collectors. And there is also speculation that this coin may have been the result of a transitional error, where dies, or planches, intended for another year or composition were mistakenly used in the production process, a theory supported by the coin's unusual weight and composition characteristics, which have been verified through metallurgical testing and suggest that the planchet may not conform to standard specifications for 2001 pennies, possibly indicating that leftover blanks from a previous year or experimental blanks were used in its creation. And transitional errors are among the most valuable types of mint mistakes because they indicate a breakdown in the system during periods of change or experimentation. And the fact that this coin exhibits not only multiple die and strike errors but also possible transitional anomalies makes it truly one of a kind. And while there may be other error coins from 2001 or even from the Denver Mint, none have been documented with this exact combination of issues in such pristine condition, making this a unique specimen that has rightly earned its place in the annals of numismatic history. And the sale of this coin for $10 million at a high-profile private auction was not just a fluke or the result of hype but a reflection of its genuine rarity, condition, and the extraordinary set of circumstances that led to its creation and preservation. and its story has inspired collectors all over the world to take a closer look at their own pocket change and to consider the possibility that hidden treasures might still be out there waiting to be discovered. And the coin's fame has only grown thanks to media coverage, appearances at major coin shows, and features in collector magazines and online forums, where its images are studied, its errors dissected, and its legacy debated. And it stands today as a shining example of how even a modern penny can become a priceless artifact when things go wrong in just the right way. And it also serves as a reminder of the incredible complexity of the minting process and how even the most sophisticated systems are not immune to error, which in the world of numismatics often translates to value beyond comprehension. And the lesson here is clear: never underestimate the humble penny, because under the right conditions it can become a treasure worth millions. And whether you're a serious collector or someone just beginning to explore the hobby, the story of the 2001 D1 coin is a powerful example of the magic and mystery that coins can hold. And if you've enjoyed this incredible deep dive into one of the most valuable era coins of the 21st century, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next unbelievable story from the world of rare coins, because who knows, the next coin we talk about might be the one hiding in your own pocket right now.